Hey everybody, welcome to the Facerocker Podcast, episode 88, the official RocketJump podcast. I'm your host, Dez Dolly. Today is Friday, August 14th. We are back here in Burbank. We've just returned from Rooster Teeth 2015 down in Austin, Texas. Freddie and I and some of the rest of the gang were invited down to deliver a RocketJump State of the Union panel. We come out and we share with you all of the fun, awesome, and amazing pieces of content that we got coming out this year. Everything from RocketJump the show on Hulu, to our next narrative fiction series, to the film school this week at RocketJump, more podcasts, everything here, there, and in between. So we're going to deliver the live stream of that panel with Ben, Freddie, Lauren, Cherish, Benji Dolly, and myself that was recorded just last weekend in Austin. And we've got that queued up for you here today. We got one huge announcement. The date for RocketJump the show has just been announced. Premiering on Hulu, October 21st. That's right, RocketJump the show. You will see it on Hulu, October 21st. So go ahead, lock those subscriptions in now, hang out, catch up on 9 seasons of Seinfeld, tuck in and get ready because it's coming at you real soon. The guys are hard at work in post-production as we speak. Got a few more announcements for you. A lot of videos coming out this week. On RocketJump 2 specifically, you guys have heard us talking about this for some time now. John Carmen and Jake Andrews of Ruby Dog Films and RocketJump have finally completed their latest opus, the sequel to last year's Comic-Con laser tag trilogy. This is called Laser War, and it is one of the most ridiculous, objectively the best thing we've done all year. They put together a 17-minute opus, so put the popcorn on, sit down with your loved one, what have you. It's absolutely insane. If you haven't seen it already, it's on RocketJump 2. Go dig in. It's a total epic blast. Those guys really knocked it out of the park. We've also got RocketJump Film School, the creative director, writer Mike Simons, who's demonstrated the 8 basic things you need to know about formatting your screenplay. This is excellent stuff, pro tips for all you aspiring screenwriters out there, filmmakers alike. That features Joey, Lauren, of course, Mike Simons, and cameo by Long Arm of the Law, Brian Ferenzi himself. So check that out. That is on the RocketJump Film School. You can also catch the latest RocketJump Film School Office Hours podcast, which was filmed live from this year's VidCon not too long ago, featuring the faculty and special guest Freddie Wong. You can find the Office Hours podcast on iTunes, as well as school.rocketjump.com and youtube.com/RocketJump Film School. Last but not least, we want to thank everyone who came down to Austin. Some of you came from near and far. We met fans from as far away as Australia to come down, check out the State of the Union panel, hang out with us, play some games, just chit-chat, get to know one another. A lot of you also came down to buy some merchandise. Those of you who couldn't be there, that's exactly why we're providing the State of the Union panel for you today. And there's any of that merch that you still want that you couldn't get in person, go ahead and check out shop.rocketjump.com where all the latest is available for you. So without further ado, we're going to dig into the details, tell you guys exactly what's going on, give you all the deets, awesome Q&A live from the Rooster Teeth 2015 RocketJump State of the Union panel. Here we go, Facerocker Podcast number 88.
All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2015 RTX RocketJump State of the Union panel. I am Benji Dolly. You know me from some of the shorts. I've been on VGHS, This Week at RocketJump. And first and foremost, we're going to bring out the man with the plan, executive producer and showrunner of VGHS, writer, director. Oh, wait, gosh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. You know who he is. Freddie, created Video Game High School. He's right here. Now, Freddie, just a real quick question.
Thanks, yeah, let's hit it.
You had a Rocket League game this morning on the main stage. Win or lose, what happened? How'd we do?
There was slaughter.
Of you or of them?
That I officiated.
There we go.
That was actually, it was good. It was
There we
good.
go.
I got up early to play Rocket League and embarrassed some people. I was actually very lucky because every single time that we switched up teams, and it was me against it was me and with two fans, and like every single time that people came up, there's like, "Hey, I'm really good at this game." I'm like, yes.
Everyone said, we had a guy yesterday that came up to the booth. He was like, I've never played before. We'll see how this goes. Like 2 seconds into the game, he hit an aerial shot, and I was like, you're a liar. Get out of here. Just go home.
You eject him from the entire. I didn't know we had that power.
Rude. Let's be truthful.
Seems incredibly not cool for us to have.
It was not nice for me to do. But anyways, all right, we're going to keep this going. Next, coming out, co-founder of RocketJump, executive producer of Video Game High School, writer-director of RocketJump, next big show, Dez Dolly in the building.
Also, really quick, because I don't think enough people know this, director of the 90s commercial.
Oh,
video
yeah, every 90s commercial, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Dez,
Hey, everybody,
how's
how you
Austin
doing?
treating you? How do you like it?
It's hot and humid, guys. It's hot and humid.
It's
I never thought
hilarious.
I'd say I can't wait to get back to 100-degree Los Angeles, so at least I can sweat it out in the dry heat. How are you guys? Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep this going. Next, you've seen him. He's been here since the good old days of the Freddie W channel, executive producer, showrunner of the upcoming RocketJump the Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Waller.
Not enough people know this. He's the guy that tries to go for a fist bump in Skyrim and gets stabbed.
Now, Ben, you took a red eye in to get here, and then you
Yeah.
have to fly immediately afterwards to get back to work.
Yes.
You're here just for this. Just for you
just
people.
for this. But I did meet someone from my hometown, which has never happened ever.
Ooh,
Wait, what's your hometown?
Lacucci, Florida.
that's a sweet name.
That sounds fake.
There's
Ben,
only
you're
like
lying.
500 of us, and one of them was here, so I thought that was pretty cool. He knew all the
all the
local
meth
Beefo
hangouts.
Brady's. The river without the alligators that you can go tubing in. Next to the
There's
river with
one.
the
The
alligators.
toxic waste
That
dump.
exists?
Yeah. There's actually a big
trust it.
diving hole like down the road from me that people like to. It's called the Devil's Throat.
The old Lacucci Devil's Throat diving hole.
Gucci Devil's Throat. Okay, that's enough of that one.
How many seasons of Cops did they film there?
all
Every
of them.
All right, next. I don't know if you guys have known, but they're blowing up right now. It's happening. We've got the creative producer for the RocketJump Film School, Miss Cherish Chen. Oh, wait, Cherish Campos, right now? We'll do both. All right, Cherish Chen Campos, and the dean of the RocketJump Film School and cinematographer on RocketJump the Show, Miss Lauren Haroutunian. All right, now, ladies, I have to ask you, because we were laughing about it at the office. You came a couple days early this weekend
Just to shout out on BBQ.
just to pretty much annihilate Austin and make it your biatch. So is it officially your town yet, or what?
Dude, it took us 5 minutes to find barbecue in the airport. We got that shit done.
Yeah, we're
hit up
like,
that
okay.
Salt Lake Express.
Yeah, it was like bathroom. Okay, I can feel the barbecue around us.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's
go find it.
6 cents. Cherish
Yeah.
just like, it was like dousing.
It was like,
for
I know,
barbecue.
I know. It was disturbing. I'm embarrassed about it.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys, speaking of taking over, right now you have a current video, Why CGI Sucks, parentheses, but it doesn't. It apparently has over 3 million views already, and you more than doubled your subscriber base, over 100,000 within 1 week.
Within 3 days.
3 days,
3
not even a
days.
week, right? That's a clap. That's a clap. Come on. There we go. So tell us a little bit about it. What was it like? What has it been like this past couple days? Just finally striking that gold? How does it feel? What's going on?
It's weird. I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really nervous because we started with just under 40,000 subscribers, and some of our really cool, loyal fans were in that. And then now we are over 100 with new eyes and new people, and that video just exploded. So I'm super excited, but I'm also really nervous.
I'm sure not. What exactly? Why did you make that video? Did you have a bone to pick? It seemed like. What was the idea behind that?
Well, there was a really popular video going around called, I don't know if I should call it out, but it was called the Weta Effect, and it was kind of looking at how it was an interesting conversation starter because it was like, why do movies feel like they suck more now that there's tons of CG and blah, blah, blah? And we were like, I think that's a false equivalent. And Freddie came into our office and he was like, I don't know, like, I think we need to really
Well, because
further the conversation about
because it
this.
struck a nerve, and I think that video has some like weird factual errors, and like people were like all pointing to this video, and I was like, well, a lot of stuff. It's like clearly he's hitting on something that people are thinking about, and when we felt like, well, we know a little bit about this, and let's throw our 2 cents into the proverbial internet video wishing well and see what comes of it. So that was essentially it.
Yeah, I think the big thing about it was that the reason why it resonated with such a big audience is because what Freddie wrote was really what a lot of people were thinking. And so by supporting it with visuals, it really
So all you have to do is just write what people are thinking, I guess.
Quick show of hands. How many of you have seen the video? There we go. How many of you are subscribers to the RocketJump Film School? There we go.
Thank you.
Even better. Now we're talking. I like it. So that's just one video. Obviously, you have if for those of you who aren't already subscribed to the film school, you don't know that there's tons of content on there already. You guys have over like 30 or 40 videos already up on the site?
Yeah, over 40.
And what do you have planned here for the next couple months? I know you have at least the next couple months programmed already. Like what can we expect, or what are you looking to do here in this next year, or at least the next 6 months looking forward?
We have some really cool writing stuff coming up. We worked with Will Campos and Matt and a bunch of our writing partners in the office. We're going to do screenwriting. We're going to do screenwriting formatting because we get that a lot. We have some interesting stuff about directing coming up. We have some field trips that we take. We're going to visit the Universal Costume Department, which is really sweet, and some other places.
Did you see any actual movie costumes while you were there?
Yeah, they just got all of the Jurassic World costumes back in.
Wait, so you got to see Pratt's photography vest?
We saw the photography vest and we saw the high heels.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
You saw the heels?
We saw the heels.
Will those heels be as important as Dorothy's slippers years from now?
No.
No.
Not even close.
I'm going to make that call right now.
Yeah, it's case closed.
So
And we're also interviewing some really cool people too. I'm really excited about.
cool. Nice.
Yeah, so some pretty well-known filmmakers and people in the industry that are pretty influential.
So we've gone over this a couple times at some of these things, and sometimes when we've spoken with people, but there's still a lot of us out there that are kind of wondering exactly what is the motivation behind the film school. Some people ask, is it going to replace a brick and mortar film school? What exactly are you guys aiming to do? What exactly are you looking to teach? What do you want the community that is involved with you to get from the film school?
Well, that's kind of exactly it. Is we wanted to build a community, a filmmaking community, and RocketJump Film School is not going to replace like a real film school or institution or that kind of thing. But what we want to do is make filmmaking focused on story really accessible to everybody. And that's the thing, is like equipment's really accessible, distribution's really accessible. Everybody can make a movie. I mean, you guys have HD cameras on your phone. And we want to give you the resources to tell really good stories and start thinking about how to use your equipment the best way and how to tell your story in the best way with what you have, but also make it like concepts that you usually learn in film school and other institutions available for free, that anybody can understand. So, but we also want to make it a community, like every person who's in our forums, which we have forums where you can talk to us directly and ask us filmmaking questions and talk to each other.
Probably the easiest way to talk to us, by the way, right?
Yeah.
And in case you guys don't know, we read all of that stuff. We honestly do.
We
Every
take
single one of us in the
suggestions.
office. Yeah.
We see what people want to learn. Like the people who are in that community are the people who are shaping the future of the film school. So it's not just us being like deciding what film school should be. It's all about who we're talking to and who we're teaching to and what people want to learn and what you think is working or not working. So a lot of that is just coming down to community. We want to hook you guys up with other filmmakers. Like we had a screening where 3 of our participants hooked up at the screening and they're still making movies together, and we're like just super psyched about that.
So it's really like if you have any interest in how movies are being made and the thought behind it. I think what's interesting about the film school is that you get a lot of tutorials and stuff, and you get a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, I want to do this, and you can find the tutorial for it. But a lot of times, one, it doesn't tell you like why you should be doing that and the thought process behind it. But also, I think what's nice about this is, so for people who want that knowledge and people who are seeking that out and looking for it, hopefully it's educational for you. But also, if you're just interested in movies and how the process that goes behind it, it's a really in-depth look at it in a way and from a perspective that you usually don't get, because a lot of people, you get the not outsider, but you get a little bit of an outsider perspective. And what's nice is we can draw upon a lot of the examples of stuff that we're doing at the moment and sort of be able to point at that stuff and say, hey, this is kind of our process, and here's what's kind of interesting about sort of seeing it from the inside, so to speak.
Yeah, I think the big thing we want to encourage also to jump off that is if you guys make content, make movies, make trailers, make anything, we want you guys to show it to us. You can upload it to the forums, and we want to give you feedback and see what you guys are making. That is a huge part of why we do what we do, is to encourage you guys to do it.
Yeah, and we're hoping to give you guys resources. We want to give you 4K footage to edit, and we want to give you scenes to edit. If you can't get out with your friends, we're going to let you download some sound files and scenes from VJJust to cut and learn. And so you don't have to have a fancy camera. You don't have to have a fancy computer to do the film school stuff. We're going to try and make everything available to you, and everything we teach will go across different software platforms. It's like you don't have to cut on Avid or Premiere. I mean, you can use iMovie and still use the things that we're teaching you. You just might be a little bit more frustrated with iMovie.
You won't even need friends. Real life
you
friends.
will need friends.
Drop them.
You should make friends.
Get all of your friends on the internet.
And just to remind
Just like
everyone,
everything
those
else.
who aren't already subscribed, where exactly can people go to join the forum, be a part of the conversation, and also see the videos and the content?
So you can go to our YouTube channel, which is RJ Film School. We're RJ Film School on everything. But our website is school.rocketjump.com, which will eventually have like progress tracking and your own profiles, and you can hopefully just be able to wrap up exactly your whole experience on film school on that website. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what can we expect to see this coming week? We got videos coming out this week. What days are new videos coming out? Just so everybody knows.
We do 2 videos a week,
Okay.
which is insane.
Yeah.
We're insane. And this coming week on Tuesday, we are uploading our first video on screenplay formatting, which
nice.
shows you how to actually format your screenplay without making it too boring. We have Joey Scoma starring, which is always a fun time.
Speaking of Joey Scoma, we didn't mention this yet, but the Dr. Filmseuss, what was that just Joey's brain, or was that an idea? If you guys don't know, go on
So-
Vine, follow the RJ Filmseuss.
Our Vine is where we put all our weird stuff when we're bored in the office.
It's gold. It's pure
and
gold.
and Joey wanted to make rhyming things. I think that's it. He had a rhyme.
They're really weird. You should go, but just know they're super weird.
You don't have to. They're really weird.
Supplementary stuff, not required. Extra credits, what that is.
All right, well, just to roll off of weird, okay, and piggyback off of that a little bit. Ben, we've got you here, and you are going to be the showrunner. I'm not saying Ben is weird. Let me
That's
continue.
what it sounds like.
Ben is weird.
Okay,
Ben is
all right.
totally
It
weird.
sounded
That
like-
was the transition, Benji.
Yeah,
Speaking of weird, Ben
speaking
Waller.
of weird, Ben
Hey.
Waller, ladies and
For
gentlemen. no.
instance, Ben.
Yeah. But Ben, you're the showrunner for the upcoming Rocket Jump the show. We're going to be doing the
Yep.
biggest shorts we've ever done, and I've seen some of the cuts now of some of the things, and weird is definitely some of what we see. What can you say about the show? What is Rocket Jump the show?
So for those of you who know or those of you who don't know, Rocket Jump the show is us returning to our roots. We started on YouTube making shorts 4 years ago, and now we're doing it bigger than we've ever done before. So every episode you get a world premiere of one of the shorts that we've either wanted to do for years or came up with specifically for the show, and you get to see how we made it. And beyond just seeing how we made it, you get to see how we all interact as a company, as a group of friends, as sometimes family members. It's a really cool look into, I think, a different side of quote unquote Hollywood that you see. It's not Entourage. We're not all drunk. It's us just hanging out, playing Rocket League, and occasionally making
Sounds like an
videos.
awesome show, Ben. But I think that what's interesting about it is as part like documentary on our side of things, because we obviously we've done BTS and stuff in the past, but it doesn't really kind of go beyond just the shorts side of it. And I know a lot of people are very sort of curious about and the dynamic and how it kind of works and the stuff that goes sort of beyond the work and that's kind of what the show delves into and kind of gives you a look at. And where is it again, Ben? Where is it going to be?
It's going to be on Hulu later this year.
Boom.
And there's going to be bits that we're going to have on our channel as well. So for those of you who do not have sick Hulu subscriptions, there'll be entertaining stuff for you as always on our end as well.
Or you can sign up for Hulu. It's not that expensive.
That's
And
true.
it's
And you can watch
worth it.
Seinfeld reruns
Yeah.
forever.
Can I say something really
30-day
funny about the
trial.
Seinfeld? You guys heard about the
30-day
Seinfeld
trials.
thing with Hulu? It's a big deal. It's like Hulu had Seinfeld. The funniest thing about that to me was, have you guys seen you guys know Crackle? Which I think if you have an Xbox, you know Crackle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've had Seinfeld for a while, and I just imagined the meeting that next morning where they're like, "Wait, we had Seinfeld this whole time, guys." Like,
So since we're talking about the fact that it's also part documentary, Ben, you're
Yeah.
in essence creating two shows at once then, right? So what is that workload like? One being the first time you've been a showrunner and getting this big job, and then having to pretty much make 2 shows at once. How's that process been?
It's not just me making both shows. It is a lot of my time, but we've made shorts for a while, so we're all, hopefully fairly experienced at it, and that's something that is sort of the machine aspect of the show. And the documentary side, I think, because everyone has a sort of personal stake in it because they're being represented, everyone's very interested in the story. So, as a showrunner, typically you're guiding the story, and it's people look at it as like an auteurist position, but it's not. I have a team of 20 people that all have amazing ideas that help me out, and the workload really comes in when it comes time to deliver cuts and things like that, because it falls on me to sit there and export. But beyond that, we're really lucky in that everyone wants to see the show succeed, so everyone kind of divides the labor that way as well.
So we're also very fortunate in that we got a lot of VGHS actor alums who are showing up in the shorts, people who you know and recognize, I think, from Video Game High School, but also who are playing different stuff. And we have a whole range of really fun things. We have a short with Josh and Ellery, so Brian D and Ellery, who are
Key.
and Key,
Key
yes,
Swan.
sorry, and they are, and it's a 16-minute. 15-minute black and white like Charlie Chaplin-esque sort of short film, and it's fun because and Josh is really good at the physical comedy side of things, and he looks like a little bit like Buster Keaton, so it just feels like and what's fun about that is that obviously we have people that you know and love, hopefully, and otherwise there's other panels you guys should be at, and they're doing stuff that a whole range of characters, and again, the shorts wise, I mean some of them
they're insane.
Nuts.
They're absolutely incredible. There's a short that Freddie and
like 10 minutes
Clinton
long,
Jones, aka Punisher of Cardboard Warfare.
So Clint and I have a kind of unofficial ongoing series, which is us fighting more or less. So whose gun is it anyway was the first one, and whose plane is it anyway? By the way, Ben played the pilot stripper.
Yep.
In Whose Plane Is It Anyway? For those of you
Big internet debut,
Making Lakuchi proud.
and Lauren shot that one.
Lauren also shot the photos afterwards where
We had a very
slowly
sexy
taking
session.
my shirt off.
But anyway,
Photo taking.
but what's fun about that one is that we basically have the third in that trilogy, and it's essentially the end of it. And as we were kind of coming up with it and putting it together, we realized a lot of it was, and we're still sort of figuring out exactly sort of the look in it and everything. But it's ridiculous.
Tons of green screen.
But
Lots of
the
effects.
choreography is like a
Wire
live
work.
action cartoon. It starts with us on the ground, and it the next thing that happens is I'll just give you a little bit of a teaser of it. Like Clint gets me in a chokehold and he lifts me up, and I get him in a chokehold and I lift him up, and then it just goes.
It escalates from there.
So it goes from the ground to 50,000 feet in the air, and then back down. It's
No joke. It will be the craziest, most bizarre, bonkers thing you have ever seen.
And we're
It's nuts.
And we very much, and what's fun about it is it has sort of a little bit of the feel of some of the work that the late great Monty was up to. And I remember, and we were like, man, this one just feels like something. So I think we may be dedicating this one to our friend on that one. But we're very excited for that one. That was easily the most fun.
Yeah. Nice. Now, Ben, you say we're getting back to our roots, but
Yeah.
in the biggest and best way possible. Now, how so? How are these the biggest and best?
We have more money for them.
Is that simply what it is?
Hey, it helps.
That has something to do with it.
It don't hurt.
There's always a time constraint when you're making things, but when you have the ability to only focus on 8 shorts for an extended period of time, you can really come up with some insane stuff. And Hulu's kind of given us the creative freedom to do whatever we want. So these will be, one of them, like Freddie said, is basically a silent film. One of them goes into the air. One is a Western. We have one.
We raced horses for the first time. I got that off the bucket list of things to do. There's so many questions when you work with horses that you don't realize that you don't have the answers to. So we're trying to plan this. We're trying to do like a race, like a Fast and Furious style race with horses. But we had so many questions that we couldn't answer. Like for example, like, can you walk behind a horse, or will it kick and kill you? When someone falls off a horse, like again, like think about this. When someone falls off a horse, that horse keeps going. Then what? Do you have how do you stop that horse, which no longer has someone on it? Then we're sitting there, we're like, well, we should get started playing this. And we're like, we just made a list of horse questions, and then we just like called the horse, and we're just like, all right, okay, real quick. Drones. Are horses freaked out by them? And it's like it's a flying thing. Like, does it freak them out? And what was incredible was these guys are like, they're such like cowboys, and they're just like, nah. And we're just like nah. You pretty much can shoot a gun next to
Them horses
one of
are
these
chill,
horses.
man.
And there's like, because like movie horses, there's like you could pretty much blow anything up and shoot something. You shoot a gun, they won't mind. And we're like, okay.
Best horses in the business. No, but if you guys like the shorts that we've put together in years past, just remember that those were done with a couple of people, handy cam in a back alley, on a shoestring budget. So picture us now with a pile of cash and a big studio partner. It's going to be freaking insane.
and an incredible propensity to do ridiculous stuff with their money.
Absolutely.
And we have some cool new people too. We have new directors. We have Ashley
Absolutely.
Bursch directed one of our episodes, which I got to shoot. So I
Hey
got
Ash,
to work
What
with
You
her.
Playing?
And she is the best. I love her.
Ashley and her brother Anthony.
great.
Definitely.
Anthony is our head writer on the show. And just really quickly to address something Freddie said, I found it really interesting. But so when you're doing car stunts, like when we did the flip in VGHS, whenever you launch a car into the air, whenever the car loses control,
You guys taking notes?
you always have a crash car at the other side. So
Everyone's
some
like, yeah,
car
of
to
course, the crash
drive-
car. Get on with the point, Ben.
Some car to drive straight into the car that's careening out of control. So
Because,
like Freddie said,
but why? Because if the stuntman driving that car gets knocked out and has his foot on the accelerator, they may just drive that off a cliff, right? So you need a crash car to block that car. Like, how metal is this? You need another car with another stuntman in it to keep an eye on that, so that if the guy goes out of control, he can block the other car with another car. Or it's like, this is the best, and this is why stuntmen are the coolest people alive.
so
Why
just
aren't we
like
doing
Freddie
tutorials
said,
on that?
Metal.
So just like Freddie said
I'm gonna
about
do
the
it.
horse without a rider on it, you have a crash horse to stop the horse without the rider on it.
You ask these
something
guys, are
we
you
learned.
sure? Is that safe? Like, yeah, man, these horses are
These
cool.
horses
man.
are cool, man.
Don't worry about the horse, man. Just worry about your shot.
And then, so this is coming out this year, correct?
This fall.
This year, yes.
Awesome. And in the meantime, between all of this stuff, we still have content coming out each and every week. We've got podcasts. Oh my gosh, that's the wrong way to say that word.
Podcasts.
That's not how you speak. We've got podcasts.
we could start
every week. We've got film
podcasts.
school.
Benji, who's the podcast producer?
Hey, that'd be me. Yay. But anyways, in between all this stuff, we've got This Week at RocketJump.
This Week at
each and every
RocketJump,
week.
yeah,
What can you say about This Week at RocketJump and what we're going to be seeing in the near future?
I'd hate to speak for Ruby Dog Films, Jake Andrews and John Carmen, but seeing as they're not here, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
But why don't you give those guys a hand? I don't know if you guys have been watching
Yeah.
This Week at RocketJump.
Definitely.
But have you guys seen the ball pit video? Did anyone here see the ball pit? Let's see a
Yeah.
show of hands. You guys a fan of the ball pit video? Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes straight from the weird and crazy mind of John Carmen of Ruby Dog Films, who you guys should check out if you're not familiar.
Well, it's kind of an interesting story because that was an example of these are guys who we saw on YouTube for a while back and have been watching their YouTube channel.
we were fans of them when we had started the channel.
When we
way
lived back in
when.
Indiana, we would watch their videos in our basement.
Absolutely.
Years ago.
And when they graduate, we basically just like, hey, you guys, like, we really think you're funny and you guys know what you're doing. Do you want to come and hang out and figure something out? And that's, in a weird way, from the terms of like how stuff works. A lot of it is like, it starts with putting something out there and putting yourself behind the product and trying to do good work. And that's what we noticed in this case. And the funny thing about the ball pit video is, because like I think everyone kind of shared the same thing, which was like, oh, I know exactly where this video is going. It's got the the music that you'd expect from a prank video, and okay, I know exactly where this is going. And it's like, why is this 20 minutes long though? Like, where else could this go? But but we also just cut a version of it with just the first part and put it on Facebook just to see if people were like, oh hey, let's share this fun like inspiring video. And it totally worked. Everyone's like, oh,
it crushed.
Oh, it's great on Facebook. But anyway. And half the people who saw all the moms who saw it were just like, oh, that's nice, and they never knew where the rest of the video went, which is I think the best part about it. But this week at RocketJump, they've been doing stuff once a week. It's on the second channel on RocketJump 2, and we basically just give them free reign to come up with ridiculous stuff.
The original pitch when we convinced the guys to do the show was just shine a spotlight on everyone in the office. Do little individual videos, just like a quick little behind the scenes.
Very
Who are
much
the
similar
people
to
who
what-
work here? What are they working?
And very similar to what Rooster Teeth does. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
people to get familiarized.
But then if you've seen Ball Pit, you know that John Carmen takes it to the most extreme conclusion ever. It'll start with, hey, it's a Tuesday morning and Ben's uploading a thing. And then everything explodes, and there's demons that show up, and it's just absolutely insane.
Ball Pit
you guys
was
got to
really-
check it out.
Ball Pit was fun, but the more fun part about that was afterwards we had 100,000 ball pit balls, 140,000 ball pit balls. We're like, well, what are we going to do with this? And our CFO Jamie, who you see in some of the shorts, he's like, I got this. And so over the last few months, we've just been slowly selling these. Real quick, if
by
anybody's in the market
Yeah,
for
if you
a
guys want
bag
balls,
of ball
buy
pit
'em.
balls, let
I
us
know a
know.
guy.
We know a guy. But what's incredible is these ball pit balls have gone everywhere. It's like America's Next Top Model called, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we have a photo shoot. And we're just like, yeah, sweet." All right. And he's sitting there just arbitraging, just selling his ball balls. But the best one was this kid showed up with a station wagon, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a prank on one of my friends. I'm from San Francisco." We're like, "So you drove all the way down here? That's a 6-hour drive." He's like, "Yeah." And he looked at the size of the balls. The ball pit bag is it's the size of this table, to here, huge,
Big.
and it wouldn't fit in his station wagon. So he's like, I guess I'll strap it to my roof. So he did.
It's like strapping a smaller car to his station wagon.
And he's like, all right. It was at night. He's like, all right, bye. And it started to rain. And we're like, you're driving back now? Apparently it worked. He got there.
it did.
Apparently,
Apparently,
thank
God.
And he got
tweeted
there.
us pictures. It
He
was a
tweeted
senior
pictures
prank,
and
yeah.
it filled up a room. It's great.
It's fantastic. I love it. So seriously,
But seriously, though, anybody with ball pit balls, please tweet
yeah.
at me. We have a good price in terms of if you buy in bulk, 10 plus. We'll give anyway.
Which I think is most ridiculous. I'm sure you guys have noticed. We even moved offices since filming that video, and we still find balls
There's
randomly.
balls.
We didn't
I
even
found
bring
one
them.
in the
everywhere.
freezer.
What?
Joke?
That was not a joke. I found one in the freezer.
That's crazy.
There's one in every woman's purse in the office. It's weird.
Something else might be going on there.
So before we start taking questions from the audience here, if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna move in and out here, and we'll ask the guys anything you want. Dez, I know you're not really allowed to say too much about it.
Yeah, let me just
what-
ask you guys, because we got another project coming up here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, who's a fan of this little show called Video Game High School?
Right.
That's nice. That's really nice. I'm kidding, because we're not
not doing
another
that.
season of Video Game High School.
Sorry.
I just want to troll y'all real quick. No,
I will tell you, but we will say what we are
Here's
doing.
the thing with Video Game High School. Freddie, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing that we're doing with it, and I'll give you guys a little more details than I have, because y'all seem like cool people. Y'all cool people?
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah?
gonna be cool?
Definitely.
Really?
Anybody,
I think so.
anybody live streaming this? Yeah, just be cool. Everybody cool? All right, cool.
All right.
So what's going on is two things. Number one, all right, let's be honest. Pro gamer, name a pro gamer who's in their late 20s. Can't. Early 20s even. One or two pro gamers, actual guys who are competing in the circuits. So you got
Freddie, you've
but
been
here's my
proven
point.
wrong by everyone in the
Two
audience.
exceptions to the rule.
Freddie,
Point
move
is
along.
this. Point is this, right? When you get to college age, you're already past your prime, right? As a pro gamer, because your reflexes are great at 16 through 18, more or less. So video game university, that doesn't work. That wouldn't make any sense. There'd be a bunch of people who are slow and awful at video games. No one wants to see that. Anyway, but the point is, so we'll stay in high school. However, as you may have noticed with some of the actors, like Joanna, who has 2 pilots this year, by the way. She was on
Working,
she was on
man.
Unreal. She's going to be on Quantico on ABC. So which is crazy. Which is good. Hey, we know how to pick them, right? Hey, she's
Yeah,
good,
right?
Yeah.
But
You take full responsibility for all of her success.
But as you probably everyone like Brian Ferenzi is supposed to play a high school student. He's 30. At a certain point, it
He looks
doesn't
like an
quite
old
work
man now.
anymore. So what's the best way to keep people immortal forever, but to animate them? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the next season, the next iteration of Video Game High School is going to be animated. We're going to be doing stuff in between because animation takes a good long time to put together. But the idea is one, let's do it animated, but two, game type wise. MOBAs are kind of a huge thing, and it actually makes more sense for them to have a MOBA team. So we
As opposed to shooters.
So we want to explore that a little bit. and have that kind of be the storyline. New characters, same school, probably bring people back as voices. Joanna's actually done a lot of voice acting in the past.
I'm available.
Yes, yes, indeed. But we're going to be going in that direction. So it's not dead. Video Game High School's not dead.
Fans of Video Game High School should know that we have a team actively developing more VGHS content.
And
just for you guys.
In the meantime, we're putting together a comic book. We're putting together a whole bunch of other stuff like that, so that you can.
And the season 3 Blu-rays should be ready soon.
Yes,
correct?
and we've been talking also. I don't know if this will ever happen. But we've been talking about how fun like a Christmas special would be, or a musical episode. Everyone's been.
You guys should all tweet at Matt L. Arnold because he's the guy who will make that happen, and he's on the edge. He really wants to do a Christmas special. And if you guys all tweet at him and tell him how much you desperately crave that, he just might make that happen. All right.
I mean, you could do it right now. Pull out your phones right now. Everyone tweet Matt L. Arnold. We want a Christmas special.
Yep.
And call him a jerk.
Yeah, and it's
You
like,
jerk. Where's our Christmas special? You
want a
jerk.
Christmas special. You
Tell him he
jerk.
sucks at Rocket League.
Oh no, not if you want a Christmas
That
special.
might-
That's
that
not. Don't do that.
That might
Compliment
hurt your
him.
cause.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's the ultimate Matt tweet. It's hey Matt, love the minifigs you're painting. Can we get a VGHS Christmas special? P.S.
You suck.
You're great at Rocket League.
Yeah.
Is that 140?
That'll be
Fit
great.
it into 140. Perfect.
Yeah, that'll work.
More or less.
So,
Hit
Des,
those 3 points.
what can you tell us? What can we
Okay,
see?
all kidding aside, we have also, I will tell you guys, I will share this with you since you have all come from what can only assume
Better
great
panels.
distances, all from unknown parts to come here to Rooster Teeth 2015 to the Rocket Jump panel. I will tell you guys that we have been developing a top secret project, our big follow-up to Video Game High School, for 2 years now. All right, 2 years, because we want this thing to be freaking insane. It's bigger and badder than anything that we've ever done before, okay? And we are finishing up the last script in the next couple of weeks, and we will be announcing this very, very soon. So you guys should be excited, because I know we all are back at the office. We are just nerding out over this thing, because it is so, so cool. And we can't wait to share that with you guys soon. But it is just going to melt your faces.
No,
I
but-
just told you.
Hold on. Though. Well, we do have something special for you today.
Which
But
is
we're real quick. Can we do this?
It
Wanna do
doesn't
this?
work.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
We
Me and
can't-
Ben spent 20 minutes before this whole thing. Frame's not working.
Wait, what do you mean?
Frame.io.
I
Here, give
owe-
me the computer.
I was playing games.
So what Freddie's talking about is we have
we
cut.
put something together for you guys for RTX. So hopefully,
We're gonna
you know,
try.
this will work.
Hey guys, Freddie here. We are on the set of our upcoming show, which is coming out later this year on Hulu. This is Ben. He's showrunning the show. You may recognize him from some of our shorts.
We started this show by writing 8 of the best shorts we've ever written. We realized we wanted to show you what goes into the process of making these shorts. So not only will you get to see some of the best stuff we've ever made, you'll get to see how we made it and what it's like running a digital studio in the new media era.
That was an awful corporate sense, but that's okay because you're gonna be on the edge of your seat the entire time. Earlier this year, we went to New York to premiere the trailer of the show. Normally, the general public never sees these trailers because it's for an industry-only closed-off event. However, we want to give you all a sneak peek of what's coming, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
You want to see a trailer, huh? I'll give you a trailer you won't forget. This year, RocketJump presents a bunch of action comedy shorts that will completely make you lose your freaking shit.
Guys, what's going on with this trailer? Like, is this it? Are we just gonna show the Bus Puncher short?
It's all we filmed so far.
Yeah, but like, it's not the whole show. The show's like behind the scenes.
Shut up, Freddie. We got this. You ready, Anthony?
Yeah, let's do this shit. So you want the real stuff, huh? Well, I'll show you something so real you won't even believe it. People in meetings. Freddie napping on set. We had to move offices.
Man, this is so boring!
I don't know what you want then, Freddie.
It's an underdog story about us making the transition from internet content to mainstream television content.
Hulu's on the internet, Freddie.
Oh my god, Anthony, shut up!
I'm just saying new media redefines distribution verticals, but that's fine with me, right?
Move! Damn, I'll do it.
All right. Okay, that's a trailer. What do we call this thing?
Rocket Jump. It's a working title.
The stream back. All 4 people on the internet.
Dude, you have the
viewing.
magic touch. Seriously, me and Ben, we were
Pawing at it for the last 3
Well, I'll tell you what
hours.
was missing from that equation. The
Freddie's
overlord
magic
of the internet himself, Freddie Wong's magic Midas touch.
You just click, guys. Just
You
click
just hit
play.
you just click
all I
play.
I want
did.
to click a button.
Google
All
it.
right.
How about
So
you
we're going to
Google
take
it?
some questions right now. Who's got questions? Anyone? Let's start with you. Name and then question, player.
Hi, my name's Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Huge fan of
Thank
the
you.
film school. Hi,
I
guys.
remember you from
Yeah.
yesterday.
Hi. And I talked. Cool. I talked briefly to Lauren and Cherish about this the other day. I think filmmaking is like there's a lot you can learn from video tutorials, and by far, you guys have the best on the internet. When I was in film school, we had like Indie Mogul. Like,
Right.
love those guys.
Yeah, they're awesome.
You guys, what you're doing right now is really awesome. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is kind of more learned by doing in filmmaking. Like on-set experience is like super important, especially if you're actually like trying to get a job. Do you guys have any future plans to maybe expand the RocketJump Film School into maybe some like live in-person workshops? I know those are very popular in the photography world right now.
Yeah. We are right now. We're really focusing on making sure our online content is set and ready to go. But we've always had it in the back of our heads of having local workshops, and then we threw around the idea of doing like a tour, which would be really cool. Like hopefully.
How about summer camp?
Yeah, like
The summer camp?
summer camp.
We've done a few day-long film camps in the past for
Mm-hmm.
Kickstarter supporters for the last 3 seasons of Video Game High School, and those have been really successful. So it's definitely something that's on our radar because we completely agree. And hands-on training is absolutely it's key. And so, it's one of those things where once we get all the online content spun up and more people like you demand some sort of hands-on training with RocketJump, tweet at Matt L. Arnold. That's something we're going to work on. Absolutely.
What's nice about that, in the meantime, by the way, one of the things that we noticed is that BTS and all that stuff cuts down what actually happens on set because you got to make it fit within something that you're going to stick around and watch. So we've been periscoping from the RocketJump Film School when we're on set. So follow that on Twitter, and if you want to get a sense of like what actually happens on set and the dynamic of it and the
Raw
time it
and
takes,
uncut.
that's the place to do it. It's a good way of getting that insight.
Good question.
One more thing. I think one thing we kind of want to try is if we can. There was talks at VidCon of us potentially doing a kind of workshop situation. So that might be a good place where we kind of test run things. And Lauren and Freddie both put on a really great kind of lighting workshop before at that film camp. But if you guys go to conventions, that might be a place where we start trying out workshop.
You guys go to conventions, right?
You look like the crowd.
Nah, you don't look like a convention going crowd, honestly.
yeah,
That might be, no.
All right, guys, we got Sean over here. Sean, what's your
Hey,
question?
Sean.
First, I just want to say, awesome seeing you guys for the first time,
Thank
and
you.
that I can stop having my friend hold it over me that he got to work with you guys during VGHS as background character.
Oh, okay,
So it's finally awesome for him to stop being able to hold that over.
Who's
my
that?
head. As
I'm
name
going to
is-
go through and delete his face from every frame. I'm a George Lucas that. I'm going to erase him from history.
We'll replace his head with a walkie-talkie,
I
ET
say,
style.
his name's Matthew Bailey. So if you guys want to just
Matthew
specify-
Bailey. Hey,
yeah.
Matthew Bailey.
Yeah. So anyway, first of all, I just say, I mean,
He's
you guys,
gone. You're welcome.
you guys have been working with a bunch of different like collaborators like early on, like Thomas Ridgewell, Tomska, and
Yeah.
I mean, like who's your favorite person that you've probably had a chance to work with?
Oh, man, that's tough. It's like asking which of your kids is your favorite,
A little Sophie's choice here, man.
Yeah.
Whitfield
God.
was really cool. Andy Whitfield was really cool. Because he was like
It was an
down
honor
to
working with him.
He was down to rock. Andy Whitfield, who was Spartacus, who passed away from cancer, but he was like more than almost anybody. Because like, here's the one thing that was really interesting when we talked to him when we started doing that, which was when we did a Time Crisis with him. What was interesting was from his perspective, he was talking about as an actor how he wanted to do more than just be Spartacus and just be like a gladiator type, and like he wanted to do cop shows and like that, crime stuff. I'm like, that's really cool. And it's like, yeah, that would kind of as a creative person, that would kind of suck, right? Like if you got railroaded into one role forever and ever, like, yeah, that'd be awful, And so it was nice to be able to like do something that he was like, yeah, I'm really down for this. And he was like jumping around, and, like doing dives and stuff. He's like, let's go again. We're just like, oh, we got it. It's like, oh, let's do another one. Like he was like the most enthusiastic when it came to like. Doing that stuff, even though you've seen the video, it's fun and it's ridiculous, but he was just 100% down with it. So he's probably one of the
Everyone
top.
we worked with is always such a treat. They're all incredible. It's impossible to pick.
I really liked working with Jimmy Kimmel because he said I looked like a Jedi. Because we had all these mirrors and shiny reflective surfaces. This was for TIE fighters. And so I had to cover myself and the camera with this huge black like robe thing. I looked like the Emperor or whatever. It was really weird.
Little eye sticking out.
Meeting Conan O'Brien was definitely a highlight. Really,
Conan's very tall, by the way. If you guys don't know this, he's very
15 feet tall. Would you believe that?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
they actually shoot him in a scale model. They do it like he's actually like Ian McKellen green screen into his set. He's actually
you wouldn't
20
know
miles away.
because Andy is 12 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Giants.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got Colin here. Colin, what's your question?
Hi, Colin.
My question is are you guys going to do a full feature-length movie like
So I'm
RT?
talking.
Boom.
So we've been talking about feature-length movies for a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, the goal is to do shows, movies, long-form stuff. One of the things that we found is like shorts are cool, shorts are great, but if you make a food analogy, shorts are like fast food. They're like, it's fun, it's consumable, you eat it, but then like you kind of forget about it because there's so many other things to be watching out there, and we just have so much more fun doing sort of the long form stuff. So we have a couple movie ideas we've been kicking around, and I think the whole process for that is right now everyone's trying to figure out really what's the right budget for a movie. And when I was doing direct-to-DVD stuff, the budget was like, which is hilarious, by the way, if you ever want to know the numbers for that. It's like $100,000 budget-wise for a movie, which is super, super, super low budget, unless you have a B-list movie star, in which case you can go up to like $300,000 because you got a B-list movie star. Like, have you ever been to like Walmart and like you look at the movies they have there, and you're like, huh, what is Lawrence Fishburne doing in this movie? I've never heard of this. Those were the kind of movies that like we were doing. That I was, like producing way back, but right now, you see like Camp Dakota, and you see, some, a lot of, and Laser
Trailer
Team,
for Laser Team looks awesome.
Yeah, and so those are movies right now where people are trying to figure out, okay, there's a new kind of indie film thing happening. It's not quite the '90s indie film thing, which is where Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez and those guys sort of came out of. But it's this sort of new thing. It's online. Maybe it's iTunes, maybe it's Netflix, maybe it's iTunes first for a while, maybe it's everyone's still trying to figure out what the right sort of budget for that is.
Yeah,
So
but I don't know. Would you guys want to see a RocketJump movie? Yeah? Oh, well, maybe. Maybe we'll have to make.
There's going to be we're going to adapt a number of Shakespeare plays and sonnets.
All right, guys, we got Dustin here. Dustin, what's up, man?
Hey, so my question is for all of you guys, what was your favorite short to work on?
Oh, God, these tough questions. Dustin, you're killing us. Ben.
I'll go first.
Yes.
I like the short I directed.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Can we?
I thought you were
filmed
going
it.
to
We filmed
choose
it.
the stripper role.
Oh, that's true. No.
No, it's
We,
clearly the one I directed.
Like
Oh my
Lauren
gosh.
said, you all have HD cameras in your pocket. We filmed one of the shorts for the television show on a phone. So that was a really interesting experience because after every single take, we would have to run and dump the footage because you just don't know if the phone's going to crap out on you. And sometimes it would do this strange thing or it would just vibrate. So all the footage, it looks like everyone's shaking.
By the way,
about
that's
1,000 miles an hour.
not the fault. That's your phone's fault.
No,
Your
I know
phone
that's the
sucks.
phone's fault. I'm just saying.
Sucks.
And
It's because he bought in Lacutia, Florida.
The gift shop in Lacutia.
Gift
Florida.
shop, the Samsung gift shop in Lacutia.
And
Hey, come on and down to the Samsung gift shop here in Lacutia. Come on in. We'll give yourself. We got a gator hat.
You want a gator hat? The Samsung phone.
We do a little airboat tour in the back, and we'll fix your phone up for you. We'll fix your screen while you wait, and we'll fry
Thanks
up
for
some.
coming to Lacutia.
Happening.
Ladies, what was your favorite short?
No, I'm going to give it back to Ben for a hot second.
Go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry. I'm teasing you.
So basically, moral of the story is we haven't really broached the subject that we filmed something for TV on a phone with Hulu yet. So they're going to be very surprised when we turn it in for QC. But
Well, they were saying clearly Hulu is watching this stream.
Yeah.
And they know the news is out.
Don't tell them.
Yeah. What's your
Ben, you
favorite?
can always, they come after you, you can always hide out in La Cucha. Where 50 people live.
Crazy.
And
okay?
18 alligators.
Lauren, what short did you like to work on?
My favorite short to film. Oh my gosh, I think just
Freddie's
for.
episode.
Oh my god.
Yes.
COOCHEE.
La Coochie. Come on down. We got gators.
It's spelled way better than I had anticipated.
That's it.
It's
Oh, that looks
beautiful.
nice.
Come
Look at
on.
that.
It does look nice.
That's quaint.
We're working on paving the roads.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Ben, that looks like a little slice of heaven, man.
Yeah, it does.
It is.
That's
the tower.
Yeah. That's
All
it.
small towns
that
have
is the
one.
tower.
My favorite was Ball Pit. I'm gonna say Ball Pit. That was fun.
That was a trip film.
It was hard,
Can
but
you
that
guys
was my
imagine
favorite. Or the one
what
take.
you saw in the video? That was not a special effect. We filled the office with a world record breaking amount of ball pit balls, and you up to your waist, and you had to slug a 60-pound camera around in that. Move lights around. It would take an hour to reset every time you needed something. It took us days to film that. It was a nightmare. Yeah.
My favorite short to film was the Kingsman short.
That was a blast.
Because that was 2 days of rehearsal with the stunt guys, me and a camera and a bunch of stunt guys, and then, or no, it was 3 days of rehearsal, doing choreography, and then 2 days of filming, and I got to work with our friend Young Lee, who is super talented.
Man, so talented.
Like he's an action designer.
The best part about that was so Clint was like, I want a bunch of bananas. So okay,
Oh,
yeah, all right,
God.
there's a lot of bananas. So I was like, wait, where do we get these banana peels?
Where do you buy 300 banana peels?
Well, you need 300
You
bananas
don't.
first.
You need 300 bananas. You need to peel them.
So
and
we
make
had,
300
so
bananas.
we had a PA who was just like, all right, your job for the next hour and a half
RPA Michael Tenango, who is a shining star.
is peel
I love him.
300
The banana
bananas.
master himself, Michael Tenega.
And the best part about this is afterwards, I had a friend who was like, hey, I used to work at like a Jamba Juice. I'm like, yeah. You know, in the morning, we have like hundreds of banana peels because we pre-do that.
Yeah,
in the
we didn't
morning.
know that.
You just pick them up from us.
Yeah, we didn't know
my
that.
God.
Nobody told us that.
Well, and then those 300 banana peels ultimately were thrown into the air on top of me and the camera. I was lying on the ground in
Plastic
the
bagged up.
rain-covered ground, covered in garbage bags, with the camera peeking through a little hole in the garbage bag.
seem to find yourself
and
in this
everyone
position a
dumped
lot, Lauren.
300 banana peels on top of me. It was really gross.
The easy answer, they're all fun.
What happened to the bananas?
They get ground into the ground into like
We
just
ate 'em.
banana pulp. Well, the
We had
bananas
to eat
themselves.
300 bananas.
Lunch was banana splits.
Anyways, it was handheld and I got to be part of the choreography, which I thought was really fun. And I love the stunt guys and they were great. And
Yeah.
it was just super fun.
Good times.
All right, guys, we got Drew here. Drew,
Hey,
what's your
Drew.
question, man?
Hi, this is about the production of your videos.
Okay.
And do you guys use a lot of for the production design and I'm with that and props as well? Do you guys use a lot of different companies, or is it all inside? And do
It's
you,
generally individuals, like when you get to a certain point, there's not really so much companies, but it's people that we know. It's people we've worked with in the past from the production design standpoint. So there's a lot of people who you find and you work with, and that's
They do a good job, and they're
work
part of the
and
family.
become
Yeah,
part
good
of the
question.
family, yeah.
Was that something you're interested in?
Yeah, what are you trying to get into? Production design?
So one thing that I learned on the show was our production designer, Bonnie, she actually would give us all of our set designs in Google SketchUp. That was like the main program she used for everything. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe look into.
That's actually, Film School has a bunch of content that's coming out in conjunction with the Hulu show, RocketJump the show, and we actually follow Bonnie around for one of the episodes. So check it out. She's awesome. She's really brilliant if you're interested in that.
All right, guys, we got Trevor here. Trevor, what's your question, man?
Hi. You've got it's been a while since we've seen the chaotic force of nature named Logan Olson.
So
Where
really
is
quick,
he?
actually, so we actually can say so. Logan,
Yeah.
who was part of the podcast for a bit, he works over at Disney. And
Disney
he
Interactive.
He does a lot of stuff like, and what's hilarious is that you probably even hear in the podcast, he can't talk about his work. He can just now talk
Just
about
now.
what he's been working on for the last year, which is Disney came out with what is it? It's the new toy that's like the imagination sort of
The
like
Disney. Not the
not
Infinity.
It's
It's,
like-
like the imagination thing. So I know like one of the toys they came out with is like an Iron Man repulsor thing, and it's this interactive game toy
Yeah, so
super
that's
device.
that's
It's the
basically what
future
he-
of gaming.
is he
Logan's
works
been
on-
out creating the future of games and toys, so he's been very busy.
But we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna
I
bring him
mentioned
back
his
for like
name
the
and
100th
that was it.
podcast.
Yeah.
Did you ever make him an offer to bring him onto the team, or
You
even
can't
to bring
beat
back?
Mickey Mouse and becoming like. Well, hold on, real quick. Like his choice was hang out with a bunch of jerks from college that he knew, or become a Disney Imagineer. Like, which one are you gonna pick?
Change the
One's
future
a
of
dream
gaming.
job.
Podcasts all day. Come on.
It's so cool. Like we literally, I had he's like as ridiculous a person as he sounds in the podcast.
He is
He was like,
exactly
hey,
that
he like
person.
texted me the other day. He's like, yo, come on over and let's grill and chill. I was like, what is that? He's
Yeah.
like, I got grill. We grill and then we chill.
Yeah. I was over at Logan's.
Did you go to a grill and chill?
It was a grill and chill. A few weeks ago, I had to supervise him as he was using power tools. He invited me over just to make sure he didn't like saw an arm off.
What's
or
your most
something like
ridiculous
that.
Logan story?
Oh God, man, all of them. Every
One
time I
time
hang
we
out
were-
with Logan, it's
We
insane.
have a good one. Dez and Logan and I went to this Halloween horror campout.
Oh God, yes.
And it was kind of a bust, but we were trying
Great
to have
Horror
some
Camp
fun.
Out in LA,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the music came on, and Logan is prone to dancing as he is, and he just straight up I think he either broke it or sprained his ankle just from dancing.
Yeah.
And like
He danced
we had
so
to
hard
leave
he
the whole
broke his
camp-
leg.
like, we weren't having fun anyway, and then he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna," and then he broke his ankle like trying to cheer us up. So we just ended up leaving.
Ben and I were moping around like, "Boo, this camp out stinks." Anyway, Logan.
One time,
Yeah.
Logan, like he came back. He's like, I'm on a diet called the Bronson. I'm like, what is
God.
what is the
I remember that.
Bronson? He's like, it's beef jerky,
Beef jerky and whiskey.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that's-
and that's all he ate and drank for weeks.
it was
and he
like
blew up.
hamburgers
He would do like
and
20
beer.
push-ups a night, and that was like
Yeah,
his
he gained
health
like
regimen.
150 pounds.
Oh, it was
What's
awful.
incredible is he would do that. He would
not
do
kidding.
that.
No, he
and
went
then
to
he
the
would-
doctor and he was like, "You are going to
You're going to
die."
die.
The doctor's like, you have no
need to stop."
potassium in
And
your
there's
body.
no reason behind it. He didn't read anything. He just
But
thought it
Logan's
would
the
work.
kind of guy, he'll argue with the doctor too. He'll just laugh and be like, "Ha! No way!"
But my favorite,
And just dance out of there.
is I lived with him for a while, and then he was on the Bronson. I would just come home from work, and he'd be passed out on the couch with beef jerky and like a half-finished tumbler of whiskey, and then he'd be watching Gone with the Wind. It's like,
Oh, I
This
love
guy's
that
so
guy.
ridiculous.
Love that guy. All right.
All right, guys, we got Will here.
Hey, how's it going, Freddie?
Hey, Will.
Hey, how's
And
that?
The rest of the RocketJump crew. I talked to a few of you at the panel, but I just graduated from film school in May, and I'm in that period where I'm looking to get my start. Pretty nervous. Pretty.
Where do you live?
Right now, I live in Alabama, so by the end of the year, I'm going to be making a move to Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
there you go. A lot of
So-
production in Atlanta.
Not a lot of production in Alabama. surprising.
Absolutely. Well, that's no, but that's why Freddie asked. That's what you got to do. You
Yeah,
got to go where the work is.
So yeah, I was just Freddie. You were definitely one of the good influences for me when I was deciding I wanted to get into filmmaking. Yeah, because like as I told some of the guys earlier, that you made making those things look fun, and that's what got me into it. So, what's some good advice for someone who wants to get started working in film or working in video?
Well,
Internet?
Des hit on the first thing, which is you gotta definitely go where other people are. Filmmaking is very difficult to do just on your own.
On your own,
you
yeah.
know? Especially, I mean, like again, you can do like vlog stuff and things like that. But I would argue that that's like kind of like stand up comedy is like a different sort of skill set. But if you want to talk about like collaborative filmmaking, you gotta go where the people are.
That's what's really going to make you a better filmmaker.
Yeah.
Is working and learning from others as well. Yeah.
Atlanta's a good place. South Carolina, North Carolina, they do tax incentives means a lot there. But like get into those places and then just
And
offer to work and make sure that whoever you're talking to, make sure that you're offering them something that they can't sort of get on their own or helping them out with something that they can't do on their own.
You'll find a job. You'll get a job, and they're always entry level, and you just got to remember to work your tail off And
like
you got to be a joy to work with.
And a huge part of even just for
you
us.
have to be. People don't like working with jerks, especially in the film business. You know,
huge
you
part
like
of it.
It is fun.
Yeah.
You know, and the only way to keep it fun is if everyone treats each other with respect. You know, and that's really key.
A huge part of it too, even for us, is when we look around, we're just like, oh, who to bring on for the next thing. It always goes back to, hey, was this person cool? Was this person reasonable? Was this person like a good person, someone we want to have around?
Do you want to hang out with this person all day?
That's really what you're doing. You're spending 12 hours a day with people.
Yeah.
And if someone's like a little bit of a jerk, it's like, nah,
nope.
no thanks.
No dice.
Yeah, and the number one thing that I tell is, like, especially when you're starting out, you get a lot of PA jobs, and you're going to be asked to do really dumb, awful, long things. So if you are tasked with cleaning 7 camera cases, just getting mud off of it for 4 hours, you're just like, yeah, these are gonna be the cleanest camera cases of all time, and you gotta be excited about it. And you finish and you go up to your AD and be like, I'm done. These are great. Like, what can I do now? What can I help you with? And always be learning and asking questions. If you're not sure, always ask. People really appreciate it if you ask first.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, networking is
Make
key.
friends, whether it's another PA, he might want to shoot a short film in the next week or something. Like, find people you like working with.
I'm just gonna hop in there real quick, piggybacking off of that, like having a good attitude. Just like a good analogy I always think of is you see somebody on the side of the road with a broken down car. If they're sitting there most of the time, you're not going to stop. But if they're out pushing their car, usually people will get out and help. People want to help people who are trying to help themselves and are working. So that kind of thing.
Yo, that's some knowledge right now.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
on the film set, you know,
that's some
kind
knowledge.
Yeah, so if you're trying to get a project going, man,
Yeah.
you know, people will jump in. Absolutely.
One really practical little tip, and it wasn't obvious to me at first, but just don't sit down ever when you're a PA. Like, don't ever sit down until lunch. Like, just even if it's totally okay to sit down, just don't be caught sitting, and you'll be fine.
Unless you need to sit for a medical emergency,
Do that.
would not be. You would not be fine in that particular scenario, I guess.
I already talked to you, Will, but I would also add, I think everything that they said is true, but a good thing to keep in mind is to be self-aware of your career and how you're feeling, and if you are feeling upset about something or you're not happy with where you are in your career, check in with yourself. If it's not working, either fix it or move forward and move forward with a positive attitude. Just keep checking in with yourself. Be very, very aware of how you're feeling about where you are and what your situation is.
Yeah, you'll be fine, man. Good luck.
All right, guys, we got Adrian here. Adrian, what's up, man?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
Big fan of the podcast. My question was actually going to be about Logan when he's coming back in the podcast. But you guys kind of already touched on that. So I just wanted to let you know that I tweeted Matt, and nearly everything you said verbatim did, was 140 characters. So
Nice.
I can't wait for the Christmas
Dang, I'm
special,
good at
so.
Twitter, y'all.
Thanks for doing that.
Who's good at Twitter? This
All
guy.
right, we
Who's
got a
got
couple
2
more.
thumbs?
We got time for
good at Twitter.
We got time for 2 more, I think. Two more
Okay.
questions. All right, boss. What's your name?
Technically, we have time for 50 more questions if everyone shouts their question at the same time. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
Jabron. So I know you guys and Rooster Teeth, they both make pretty good shorts, and so
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I was wondering if you two were gonna collab, or if you have collabed in the past. And
Yeah, we've been talking about it. They were gracious enough to bring me on for Gauntlet Season 2, which I should have won, and pretty much, and in my mind, did win, as far as I'm concerned. Fucking Greg. But yes, we've been talking about figuring out something, you know, and it's a little bit difficult because they're here in Austin, we're in LA, but we're you know, I mean, we love.
It's one of those things where you get together every time Bernie's
Yeah,
in
and also
town.
I love
Always
RTX
talking
is like
about
the
it.
best convention. Trust me, I've been to a lot of conventions. This
Yeah.
was the best one. This was
Hands
the most
down.
fun.
No joke.
Best
Absolutely.
food too.
Yeah. All right, guys. We got Colin here. What's your question, man?
So aside from the whole learning everything in film school, so the next step, what did it take to put together a company and look for employees and figuring out how to pay those people and such?
So the difficult part was that part of what you're describing literally has been happening only in the last 6 months. Up until that, in terms of the way that you sort of traditionally understand it, because up until that, it is really just working with your friends and doing stuff with your friends, and I think that there's a lot of ways to go about it, and there's a lot of ways that you can sort of approach making a project and putting a group of people together, and what we found success-wise is that if you start from the perspective of like I'm the boss and you're my employees, it's like people don't
You're not going
behind
anywhere.
that, I mean, like it just doesn't work. Everything works from the perspective of hey, we're all friends and let's do something cool.
We want to do something cool and we want to have fun doing it. We're going to treat each other with respect, and we've been able to get a lot of help from a lot of people. We've been very fortunate. So.
All right, guys, we got Kevin here. I'm sure you know who Kevin is.
Yeah.
Kevin may be familiar.
Super fan.
What's your question, Kevin?
Okay, so this question is for you, Freddie.
Oh, okay.
I know you guys have been pretty
right.
pretty busy.
Nice.
But what happened to Roller Coaster Day?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a quick little story about Roller Coaster Day. Number one, we've been talking to since the first one. We've been talking to Six Flags, and we're like, hey, this is like a thing. We could turn this into a thing, and we have not asked for money. This is all we've asked for. We're just like, could we have some kind of discount for people? Not huge discount, just something so that they can go up to the counter and be like, hey, I'm here for Roller Coaster Day. And it's not just like the discount needs to be slightly better than what the Coke can gets you. You know what I mean? Like the Coke can gets you there and a friend's. Like, can we just like there and one more friend? Like something small. And like every year, and we've talked, and also we want to do Roller Coaster at Cedar Point, which is obviously the most fantastic place for roller coasters.
It's the happiest place on earth.
And every single time they've just been like weirdly not cool about that. Like there's like, no, you guys have to, if you guys want to do Roller Coaster Day, you need to go fill out the group discount form and fax it into us in advance. I was like, that's not how. One, I'm not going to go to a fax machine. Two, we don't know who shows up. The point of it is that it's like,
So it's Six Flags' fault. Tweet at Six Flags.
And then you combine that with the fact that we've been on shoots a lot of time, because you have like a 1 week window for this to really work, and we've been on shoots a lot. So that's really what it came down.
But we hear you, Kevin. We're working on it.
All right, guys, we got time for one more.
One
question.
more
We got
big
Marilyn
question.
here.
Hi guys, I really love your music and VGHS,
Oh,
and you got me onto Proto Men. They're amazing.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you guys go about selecting your music?
A lot of it's like kind of what we listen to. If it's written score-wise, we're talking to a composer, we're finding a composer, and we're talking to them and talking them through kind of what we're thinking in terms of what it should sound like. But then in terms of like what we just put in there, we just like Spotify, listen to stuff, what works, and we try a whole bunch of things against what we put up, and it really just comes down to you don't want the music to like take away from what you're trying to do sort of visually. There's very many cases where it's like, what you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes music kind of overpowers what you're trying to do.
What song was that?
Like OC?
Oh, okay. Ooh, what you say?
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone knows it.
Okay.
The
all right,
karaoke
all right.
standard.
I don't know.
Anyway, but so that's sort of the process, and it's finding something that sort of blends the two together, which is fun about movies. And a lot of times, we'll put a song in, and sometimes it'll just work like to the edit, which is like the most fun thing ever. Like the intro to season 3, episode 6, the finale, which is the Proto Men song that like the law, not Proto Men, but the acoustic song, right, that plays through it. We had a rough version of that, and we put it against it. I was like, it just works. Like lyrics literally just line up perfectly. I was like, whoa, this is it. So sometimes you find it, sometimes you get lucky. Anyway,
it's a good question.
All right, so thank you guys. Thank everyone for coming out. So one last thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Benji.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So we are going to be at our booth for the next 2 days, the rest of today, all of tomorrow. Please come and hang out with us. We're going to be there the whole time.
To beat us at Rocket.
Yeah, just try us.
Yeah, me and
Just
Jamie
try
are
us.
undefeated. We're 5-0 on the week. We're waiting for competitors.
Come on
you
down.
can
We got
check
some
out
merch,
all
too.
the videos on RJ Film School, RocketJump, RocketJump 2, RocketJump.com. Go to our Vines. Go to the Twitters, VGHS Facebook, VGHS Twitter, Instagram, all that. We're always reading stuff. Please comment. Please get on the forums. Please talk. We read all of it. We actually do. We love it. We love your feedback, so keep coming.
Wouldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys very
It's
much.
good seeing you all.